The motion passes. We'll move into old business, action items, life safety items, capital improvements, life safety amendment, scoreboard, and we've done the tentative budget. Dr. Skinkis.
Okay, so under this life safety items, capital improvement, scoreboard, this is the first read. I had to add it late today. We've been working on it. I've been talking with the board about this now for the last month and a half, 2 months. The board is a part of the TCPN, the Cooperative Purchasing Network, and Dectronics is the scoreboard we're looking at, and they have a standing bid with for the product we're looking at with the TCPN, and so that is reflected in the quote that you see included. The one technicality that our attorney wanted to just make sure was covered so it doesn't look as if we're not following our board policy was actually Seifert Electric, who gave us the quote, is the official Dectronics rep for this portion of the state, and so that's the only way really to get a Dectronics quote. And so that's why you see the letterhead that says to whom it may concern about Seifert Electric and Tom Maloney being the authorized dealer for Dectronics. And this is a first draft of the agreement basically between us and the cooperative network, the Cooperative Purchasing Network. So I just received some of these documents today with the 4th of July holiday and bouncing back and forth between legal and the transition with Tim and Scott. So I wanted to get them out in front of you tonight for a first read, and also if I could just get a straw poll from the board approving me to continue to work with legal counsel, Seifert and Dectronics to get this finalized and to begin to secure a scoreboard and an installation schedule that still fits in our construction window. I could have the finalized agreement with all edits, etc., brought to the board at the August board meeting.
Could I make a suggestion, Mike?
Sure.
Sure.
We actually already entered an agreement, as it says in here, with TPC, and it's going to be attached to this agreement. That's correct, right, Kevin?
I don't know if that's if that expires.
The way I read this is they're going to incorporate that agreement into here, and this is almost like an amendment to cover just purchasing the scoreboard.
Correct. I just want to make sure everything, so if that comes out
Do you think
accurate.
that's accurate?
I need to check on that.
Okay, assuming that's accurate for the sake of this discussion, there's really not much in this agreement then. It's only a page and a half, as people see, saying, you know, we can use that service to buy the scoreboard. And if you look at the terms and conditions, I would make 2 suggestions. One is the state law and their Prompt Payment Act, we get to follow, and these payment terms are a lot more rigid than that. So, and this guy's got to know it. He does this for schools all the time. We don't pay net 10. So the payment term should be subject to the Prompt Payment Act. And the second thing is, in the installation cost of $5,000, the first line is for removing the old scoreboards, which are already down.
Correct.
So I would ask that you talk to them and say, we've already removed the scoreboards. Can we get an adjustment for that?
Right.
And the reason I'm suggesting that is what my recommendation would be, because we already agree, assuming we can qualify it, that we did agree to the terms and condition with TPC, which I think we did, and we're only addressing this one item, that we could pass a resolution saying that as long as allowing the superintendent to enter the agreement, as long as substantially similar to what he's presented here, and that the TPCN agreement actually is in place, instead of having him to wait until next month, because, you know, he's kind of tight in the schedule to try to get this thing ordered and up based on the construction that's going on.
Correct.
So I make that suggestion. I think we're pretty safe if we do it that way.
So you want to propose a motion then to do that?
Yeah, I could try to.
And so then that would allow him to move forward?
Right, so we've done it with other agreements, as long as substantially similar to what is being proposed here, it gives them some flexibility to work with the attorney and finalize the agreement.
And
That would allow me to purchase the scoreboard before the August 9th, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
and then you'd provide Mary Ann with any motion
Yes.
details?
Yes.
Okay.
And then I would bring the final formal one, you could put it into consent on, at the August meeting, or do you think tonight's resolution covers
No,
that?
I would say you'd be able to do it as long as.
There's no
the
substantive
TPCN
changes.
is in place and there's no substantive changes you would have to make.
Okay,
Okay, so why don't you, can I entertain your motion?
Hold on a second. Resolved, the Board of Education Township High School District 2A, Cook County, Illinois hereby takes the following action with respect to the TPCN agreement for the scoreboard. Authorizes the superintendent to enter an agreement substantially similar to the one presented, contingent on the fact, confirming that we actually have and executing the TPCN agreement that's referenced in that document, and if there's any substantial changes, he would have to bring them forward to the board in August before entering the agreement. As presented and discussed in the July 12, 2016 board agenda packet.
Second.
Okay, second, Mr. Cindy. Mr. Walsh? Any other further discussion, John? Okay, we'll go for a vote on this.
Dr. King?
Yes.
Mr. Cindy?
Yes.
Mr. Walsh?
Yes.
Mrs. Ruska?
Yes.
Mr. Welch?
Yes.